So we'll do that 9 o'clock Saturday on Flag Sports Saturday. It's 8:06 here on AM 1100 The Flag, WZFG. Time for one of my favorite segments that we get to do here on the program. It's the CEO Spotlight, brought to you by Vaaler Insurance. Vaaler.com. Nobody protects your business better than Vaaler. And we're pleased to have Jarret Thiseth in today. And he's got a business called Active at Home. And he's been kind enough to come on in and visit with us. And we actually got the suggestion from a listener of ours named Jesse. And he emailed in and said, hey, you guys got to talk to Jarret. He's got a great business for your CEO Spotlight. So, Jarret, thanks for coming in. Good to meet you. Have you here.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
So tell us, first of all, a little bit about what you do. What is Active at Home?
Well, we do non-medical in-home care. So we help disabled adults in their home with activities of daily living. So we usually do like cooking and cleaning and bathing and dressing and exercise and maybe transportation to the doctor and things like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How did you decide that this is something that you wanted to do as the owner of the company?
Well, I was a caregiver all through college, and I went to school to be a Phi-Ed teacher, and I went to school for business, and then basically a lot of my neighbors needed help, and they were elderly, and I just really enjoyed helping them. So I just thought it'd be a neat transition to go from caregiving for children to adults and just kind of put the idea together with my business, schooling, and that kind of thing.
So how long ago did you start up the company then?
It was 2009 when I started, so a little over 10 years now.
Okay, wow. So you've been at it for a little while.
Yeah. I went to school at NDSU, and then I started right after that.
Okay.
Yep.
So a lot of us have jobs that we do that we enjoy doing, but it takes something to kind of push you off the fence and say, you know what, I want to go out on my own, do my own thing, rather than just go work for one of the other places that does this kind of thing to do my own deal. So tell us what got you thinking maybe not just work in it, but own it.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I say, when I was a caregiver in college, I always kind of wanted to start my own business, and that's why I went to school for business. So I always knew I wanted to start something, and I had sold campers for a while, and I just didn't really find that much fulfillment in the sales industry. So I just decided to get into something that would be helping people, you know, and then I thought that maybe this long term would be a positive, you know, as if I'm helping people, I would enjoy going to work every day, and it's been great.
Yeah. So what have you learned in, at this point now, 11 years or so doing it? You've got some laps around the track.
Yeah.
What have you learned doing the job, owning a company, doing what you do?
Well, probably too much to put into a brief little statement, but yeah, I mean, it's just been a really, really big learning experience. Mainly how to work with people and how to manage people and just kind of what people are really looking for in regards to care and in their daily lives.
Let's talk about the business side of things with your staff and your team. How many people do you have working for you right now?
I average about 10, and then I just have 2 employees in Grand Forks as well.
Okay, so locations here in Grand Forks too then?
Yes, I'm looking to expand to Jamestown and Bismarck this year as well.
Okay, so how do you find people? Everybody's trying to do it these days, and it's not easy.
Yep. Well, I usually advertise on Indeed.com. When I first started, it was like Craigslist and the forum, and now Indeed.com has been a really good resource for me. I probably get 10 or 12 applicants per week. I've had some real consistent employees, or, about half my staff has been real consistent for about 4 or 5 years. So that's been great. So basically Indeed.com, just every week I'm interviewing new people and just kind of trying to find the right people for the team.
Are you always hiring?
Yes.
You are, okay.
Yeah, I'm always looking for caregivers, yes.
Okay. And most of the people that work for you then, are they working full-time or part-time shifts?
Most of the people are part-time.
Okay. So you've got a business where not everybody is in the office doing accounting work. You've got people out and about. How do you try to keep a good team spirit with the crew when you got people here and there? And when you do have a lot of part-time people, sometimes that can be hard to make everybody feel like, all part of the overall effort there. How do you do that and kind of keep that team spirit within your employees?
Well, communication is key with everything, whether it's with the clients or the staff. Communication is always key, just expressing yourself and showing gratitude and that kind of thing. I think an employee that's knows they're appreciated is a happy employee in most cases.
How do you get the word out about what you do? Do you do word of mouth? Do you do like Facebook advertising? What are some of the things that you do to try to let people know about your company?
Really, as much as possible. We do Facebook ads. We do Google AdWords. We do radio. We do basically anything we can to really get the word out. Sometimes the forum, sometimes direct mail. I do a lot of networking. Basically, I go out and just shake a lot of hands with people in retirement homes and assisted living homes and things like that, and just trade information, in regard to what I do and what they offer as well.
Yeah. Tell me about networking. How do you do that, and how do you make that work for you?
Well, basically, I just get together a list of everything that's related to my business, and then I call them and just set up an appointment, and then just basically offer to exchange information. Sometimes I have clients that may need to move on to assisted living or nursing homes, so they may need advice on which is the best one. So I kind of go out and check out all the nursing homes and assisted living, and then I tell them about what I do as well.
Yeah. So when you're talking about opening up a location in Bismarck or Jamestown or whatever, what is the thing that it has lined up so far with what you're doing where you feel like, yes, it's time now to go to do the next thing? In our business, if we wanted to buy another radio station, we would look to make sure that we've got the money saved up from operations where we could put a down payment down on a new acquisition, and you've got to be able to think that you know enough about that station to go in and help manage and run that one. How does it work in your business? What has to be in place for you to feel like it's now time to expand to another city?
Well, really stable staff. As long as I have stable, consistent, reliable staff, I'm able to. My time is a little more flexible.
Okay.
It helps if I have an assistant manager and that kind of thing. So it really helps to have stable, reliable staff in place here. Like I say, I've been in business here 10 years, so I've been able to create a stable work environment, and so now I can go on and market in those other towns and try to do the same thing in those other towns as well.
Are you a budgeter? Like when you sit down at the beginning of the year, will you say, okay, I can only spend X amount of money on this thing a month or a year, and when that money's done, doesn't matter how good the opportunity comes, I'm not spending? Or are you one that says, I kind of know generally where I need to be, and I can borrow from one pile and put in another if I need to? How do you approach that philosophically?
It's a little bit of both. Basically, it just depends on the situation. So like when I'm looking to expand, you never really know what to expect. I mean, you can kind of budget, the office expense and maybe a little bit in the marketing expense, but you kind of never really know what to expect in regard to, how big or how fast things will grow and that kind of thing. So like I say, I guess we try to make sure there's a little bit of extra money available, and then we just try to move forward at a pace that's appropriate.
Sure. What do you hope the future looks like 10 years from now? Do you want to have 25 cities and that kind of thing, or you hope to just have 3 or 4 really good ones working well? What's the future hold, do you think?
Well, I guess my goal, like I say, once I get done with Bismarck, is to go down to Sioux Falls and then kind of head south to possibly Lincoln, Nebraska, and Iowa and that area. So probably in the next 10 years, I'll maybe be in Lincoln, Nebraska, and Iowa, and kind of just have this area covered.
Okay. ActiveAtHomeHelpers.com is the website. ActiveAtHomeHelpers.com. Jarret Thiseth, is the owner of the company. And Jarret, it's been great having you in. We wish you all the best, and thanks for sharing a little bit of your story with us today.
Thank you very much.
It's 8:15 here on the Need to Know Morning Show, AM 1100 The Flag, WZFG, and it's time for our Student Athlete of the Day. That's right. All around the valley, there are countless young people who